Halo might be coming to the PlayStation 5. Now today Xbox just had a big event with the CEO Phil Spencer basically talking about the future of Xbox. He was talking about exclusivity for games and the future of the Xbox hardware. And in this video, Phil Spencer mentioned that exclusivity with games isn't as important as it used to be. He gave the example of Fortnite. This is a game that you can access pretty much anywhere, and that's what makes it so damn successful. And he mentioned that 4 titles will be coming over to PlayStation and Nintendo, and man, a lot of people are hoping for one of those titles to be Halo. And it looks like there's a pretty good chance that the Master Chief is coming to these other consoles, because Phil Spencer said 2 games that are not coming to them is Starfield and Indiana Jones, which were 2 titles that were heavily rumored to be coming to these 2 consoles, so the fact that they're not means that there's 2 other spots open that nobody was really thinking of. A lot of people were doubtful because Halo is like their baby, you know? Like, they don't want to give up Halo because that is their bread and butter, that is their meat and potatoes, that is their, number one thing that they do not want to let go of. But when Phil Spencer is saying, that exclusivity isn't really that important and he wants to broaden, their games and their player base, and he was talking about cross-platform gaming, and, I think a game that's going to do really, really well if you bring it over to PlayStation is Halo. And Halo is my favorite video game franchise of all time, and I would love for it to come to the PlayStation 5 so that I can play with all of my buddies that don't own an Xbox. They were all massive Halo fans growing up, but then PlayStation obviously won the console war, and they don't have access to play that game anymore. So I think it would be great for fans of Halo, but then also for Microsoft and Xbox. You know how much money they're going to make if they bring it over to PlayStation? The Master Chief Collection would sell insanely well with PlayStation users, and Halo Infinite would also sell really well too, and the multiplayer for this game is getting really, really good. And it's also got a ton of microtransactions for different armor pieces and camos and everything. So Xbox and Microsoft has to be looking at that like, man, we could make so much money by just simply bringing our best game over to PlayStation. The statistics for console sales was that PlayStation 5 outsold the Xbox 2-1. So if I'm Microsoft, I'm looking at the PlayStation player base of 50 million consoles sold, which is a lot of gamers. I could make so much money by bringing Halo over to the PS5. I think this is the best possible decision that Microsoft could make. Like, I get it, exclusivity, Halo has always been an Xbox thing, but in the modern day, people don't really care about exclusivity. They just want to play games, and that's why Fortnite is so damn successful. And honestly, I think that Halo could be right under Fortnite. Like, I don't think it's ever going to reach the heights of Fortnite, because that game is essentially anything now. Like, you can have DC characters, Marvel, Star Wars, Halo, Ninja Turtles, like that's on its own level. But I honestly think that Halo could be underneath it in second place. It's a huge franchise, there's millions and millions of fans, but just having it locked down to one console is really restraining it from the growth that it could be getting. So yeah, it looks like Halo could be one of the 4 games coming over to PlayStation 5 very soon. Let me know down below if you think Microsoft is actually going to do this, or if you think it's just absolute crazy talk and it's never going to happen. For me, I own an Xbox and a PS5, and honestly, I just think it makes sense to make it a cross-platform game. From a business standpoint, they're just going to make a ton of money, which is what they want to do. And from a user perspective, I think everyone's going to be happy too, because they're all going to have the chance to play Halo.